Well, smart building materials company ClearVue Technologies has expanded into New Zealand with a manufacturing and distribution agreement signed with Viridian Glass Limited. Martin Deil joins us now from ClearVue Technologies. Martin, welcome to AusBiz. Good to have you on the show. So, you are expanding your footprint. Just before we get into this deal, tell us what you do there in terms of solar glazing technology.
Yeah, Andrew, thanks for having me. Hi, good afternoon. Yes, so we are a technology company that allows electricity to be generated from clear glass windows. So essentially, when combined with our other complementary intellectual property, we allow a entire building envelope, the external vertical skin of a building, to be turned into a solar power generator, providing a pathway to net zero energy buildings and net zero economy. So imagine all the vertical surfaces of buildings generating power. That's essentially what we are doing.
All right, so in other words, it's called integrated photovoltaic. So you're obviously looking at cutting carbon footprint there, but also enhancing the energy efficiency of buildings. Where are you doing this?
Sorry, yes, that's absolutely correct. So 92% of the world's global economy is operating in a net zero environment. And there are many mandated, change environments where you have the governments and the local municipalities driving this requirement to find a net zero solution for buildings. So our business model is, as a technology company, we operate through licensed partners, so we can scale up very quickly through using our technology or deploying the technology via existing window fabricators, and that's why this announcement of our partnership with Viridian, who are obviously a very, very well-known established brand, not just in New Zealand but also Australia, is so critical for us, because that's our way to get the product into the market and onto buildings.
So that deal with Viridian then, what is Viridian going to do with your product?
So Viridian, they will use the existing lines, and we will provide components to them, and they can turn a normal window into a solar panel, as you say, building integrated photovoltaic module by integrating our componentry. So it just takes under 5 minutes, a little bit under 5 minutes, to make a window with technology integrated, and they can be installed pretty much like a normal window. So that is what Viridian and some of the other licensed partners that we've already signed up will do for us. So that's we're very excited about this additional partnership with them.
So is that a film that you would apply to glass, or is it actually part of the glass making process?
A film is included, yes, but we also integrate solar cells onto the into the edges of the windows, and also we have what we call a power block that allows you to take the power out of the window, because the window obviously still needs to work as a normal, sealed window unit. So it needs to perform as a window, but also as a electrical power generator. So the IP, covers multiple angles, so to speak.
But you're saying this technology can apply not just to windows, but building fabrication in general in terms of the surface area.
Yeah, that's correct. So if you imagine a window, probably a building consists of, say, 30-40% clear vision areas, which we can generate power from. And then we have other technology, a complementary technology that allows you to pretty much use any vertical opaque surface. So different to other companies that obviously focus areas, but on particularly high-rise buildings, there's very limited roof area. So the model that we have is we use the entire vertical surfaces of buildings. Of course, the roof can be then added complementary, but correct. So all the vertical opaque areas, as well as the transparent areas, the window areas, can generate power.
Where you have rolled out this technology so far?
So we are still in the commercialization journey, quite early on. So we've got a couple of projects that we recently secured. One is indeed the Tettersil buildings that you will know in Sydney. We're going up on the top, I think, between floors 40 to 50, we'll have our technology on. We signed a project recently in Nigeria, Africa, through our work with a global general contractor that is based out in Dubai. And we will be shortly installing our technology on a project in Perth, indeed, where the installation will begin in June already. So we've got a number of projects out there, and of course we're looking forward to add to that with Viridian.
And do you have competitors in this space?
And not so much in the ClearVue technology. That is pretty much there's other people that are developing something similar that will also generate power, but we are the only ones at the moment that can provide you, with a large scale 2 by 3 meter window, for example, to put on a building. The other companies are pretty much in a laboratory state. So that is where we have a very unique position globally, indeed.
And what are the costs involved of integrating this technology then in builds, and what sort of margin are you expecting?
So our margins will be double digit, just in 20% upwards. The cost for a building is you probably add about 1.5 to 2% to the overall building costs. And then we have software that can simulate the return on investment periods and the carbon return, depending on, of course, the type of building, where it sits, orientation to the sun, and so on. So this can all be simulated and calculated. Return of investment is from anything down to, say, 3 to 4 years, up to, say, 15 years or so, depending on really the type of building and where that building is.